Hello everyone, Treecks here and welcome back to Game & Watch Gallery. My way of showing off the Game & Watch series by Nintendo back in the 80s. This game is of course on the Game Boy in the 90s, a compilation title of 4 Game & Watch games: Manhole, Fire, Octopus and Oil Panic. Yesterday in the introduction episode we already showed off the first one in both variants, because don't forget there is an original Game & Watch show off of these minigames, but also a more modern Mario variant of all of these minigames. And okay, if we scroll to the right, we will actually find out there is a star system in this game. I completely forgot about this yesterday, but in the meantime I found out, as you can see, for every 200 points you score, you will receive a star in both the modern and classical variant and on both the easy and hard mode of these minigames. There's a maximum of 5 stars to collect in all 4 variants of the minigames. Therefore saying, the moment you reach 1000 points, you get all of the stars. But only 4 of them are required in order to unlock everything in the gallery. Speaking of gallery, that you can actually access from the main menu. As you can see, you have game and gallery. The moment you access the gallery, you can actually watch the museum of this game, you might say, because that is basically what this is. Some information about some Game & Watch games. In this case, Brawl, the very first Game & Watch game ever released on April 1980. Where you actually juggle balls and try not to drop them. This is actually a Game & Watch game that actually appears in a later Game & Watch Gallery game. And I'm pretty sure it's Game & Watch Gallery 2. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure this one is in Game & Watch Gallery 2. And the second one is actually Parachute, released in June 1981, which was actually the first widescreen Game & Watch game, where you catch people before they drop into the ocean. And I'm pretty sure this one is also in Game & Watch Gallery 2. But the information panel is in this game, as you can see, and that's pretty much what the gallery is. Score enough points in these minigames in order to unlock these panels. Let's go play Fire next. And just like in yesterday's episode, I think playing it on hard mode is the best, and starting off with classic. Showing off these games works best if I show off the original game first. And don't mind the controls being a Super Nintendo controller, I'm playing on the Super Game Boy. Okay, this is how Fire works. More modern gamers might recognize it as a Super Smash Bros. Stage nowadays. But this is how this game works. As you can see, we control a couple of firemen. We actually have a trampoline for people who jump out of a burning building. That's the fire in this game. And we need to juggle them into the ambulance. Because apparently the fire did hurt them already, so... But for every single bounce they make, we receive a point. It's not just any person that reaches the ambulance. Every single bounce they make is already a point. And them entering the ambulance is not a point, as you can see. So we score points by making them bounce on our trampoline. And of course, in order to miss here, we need to drop them onto the ground. And then we will receive a miss. And that's pretty much how it works. And comparable to Manhole, the further we get, the faster this game will start moving, and the more and more people at the same time will appear. So like always, it will start off pretty easy, especially in Game A, because I noticed in editing that I did not really explain the difference between Game A and Game B, or in more modern terms, easy and hard. But the difference is pretty simple, in the fact that easy actually remains slow and less crowded for longer. In the hard variants of these minigames, the increase in speed and increase in the number of people that appear at the same time, in both a minigame like Manhole and Fire, will actually go faster. And that's pretty much the only difference. So don't think the minigames are going to be different, that there's actually more obstacles and stuff like that. They work perfectly the same, just the rate in increase in difficulty goes slower. But don't think on easy the game speed will remain slow, and the number of people appearing at the same time will also remain limited to a few. Eventually, also easy will receive the same difficulty as hard. It will just take longer for it to reach it. and therefore making it easier to actually score higher in points, and therefore earning stars. However, for the Let's Play I thought playing on hard is more suiting, so the difficulty increases faster and I actually game over quicker. Otherwise the episodes might become a little bit too long, if you know what I mean. And it will also start becoming interesting quicker. That is the reason why I'm playing this on hard. But there is a difference with easy. And it's actually only limited to how quick the game will receive its highest difficulty. But even on the easy variant, it will become just as hard. It will just take longer. Oh, yeah, and situations like these can be quite tricky. As you can see, there's actually 3 places where we can stand with our trampoline. The middle, the left and the right. And especially if we need to switch from the leftmost part to the rightmost part, that can be really troublesome if people start falling at the same time there. Need to take a close eye where the first person is going to fall and then immediately switch to the next one. But sometimes if it can get really crowded, people sometimes drop at pretty much the same time at 2 different locations. And if they are very far apart, the leftmost and the rightmost location, it can sometimes be really hard catching both of the people, if you know what I mean. And that's usually where I trip up in this minigame. And excuse me if I sometimes call this minigame, it feels like a minigame to me. I know it's officially a game on itself, so I should be calling it game instead of minigame. Back in the day, games weren't as big as they are nowadays. And especially because of Game & Watch Gallery making a compilation title of all of these games, they really start feeling like minigames. But okay, just like with Manhole, let's go see how far we can get. Would be nice if I score enough points to unlock the gallery. Because I'm pretty sure that is what I'll try to do. I'll first just show off all of these games per episode. So I'll make 1 episode out of Manhole, 1 episode out of Fire, 1 out of Octopus and 1 out of Oil Panic to fill 2 weekends with episodes. And I might create an extra bonus video to try to unlock the rest of the gallery if I've not been able to do so in all of the games. And so far I already have one, Manhole Modern. I was able to unlock the entire gallery for that. So we were able to see information about Brawl and Parachute. Okay, 200 points. Unlike the modern variant, as you can see, we don't have to catch an extra life here. We just receive it. The miss is gone. And therefore increasing my chances of reaching 500 points in this game. Might also try to go for 600, so I can immediately receive that 3rd star. Because that is how the star system works in Game & Watch Gallery, in all of the Game & Watch Gallery games. For every 200 points you get 1 star. A maximum of 20 stars can be earned per game. 5 on easy, classic, 5 on easy modern, 5 on hard classic and 5 on hard modern. Total of 20 stars per game. I'm not going to go for all of them because on easy it's not going to be interesting showing that off. I might do that on my own time. Play the minigames on easy and try to get all of the stars there as well. But I'm not going to show it off on the Let's Play. Perhaps just in the bonus content whenever I try to unlock the gallery. If there are panels in the gallery that I have not... Oh, come on, I had that one. But anyway, if parts of the gallery are not unlocked after the Let's Play is over, I might try playing it on easy to make it easier to actually reach the required number of points. But here, in the general show-off of the games, I will only play on hard. I'd like to earn these gallery panels. Okay, especially these people that jump low can be nasty. They jump from the first floor. Yeah, like this guy over here. He jumps from the first floor and immediately plummets down to the to the ground. Those are especially nasty. So I went from 0 misses to 2 misses in a pretty short time. Okay, 300 points, so it slows down for a moment again. The game resets for a moment. It is not a secret that the moment you are approaching a 100 point mark, 80 points, 90 points, whenever you're in that range, this minigame is at its hardest. Because then the speed is really fast and it's usually really crowded. Okay. This is becoming pretty tricky now. I need 400 points in order to cancel one of the misses, and I'm not very confident that I'm able to reach that. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be another classical variant of Game & Watch where I need to come back later in order to unlock the gallery. There's so many things at once you need to take in account here. Ooh. No, there we go. That went a little bit too fast for me. We have a game over at 373 points. At least enough for one star. It's the first star that I've earned on the classical variants. Because on Manhole I wasn't even able to reach 200 points. But just like Manhole, I think the modern variant of this minigame is also easier than the classical one. The controls are way better, for instance. Let's go see how Mario takes care of saving people from a burning building. Unlike Manhole, we're not playing with Yoshi. This time we're playing with Mario and Luigi, I'm going to assume. Can't really see because of the Game Boy colors, but I'm going to assume it's the Mario Brothers. But we are still dealing with Toads that we need to save. This time not from plummeting down a bridge. This time from a burning castle. But luckily, unlike the classical variant... Ooh, Starman, thank you. I want that. Yeah, sometimes you can actually find Yoshi eggs also coming from this burning building. And if you hatch them, they can contain a Starman, which will actually give you some bonus points. But do be careful, it's not always a Starman, it can also be a Bob-Omb, and that one you don't want to carry to safety, because that will count as a miss. But anyway, we're also seeing multiple kinds of people dropping now, not just Toads anymore. Donkey Kong Jr. is also here. Their trait is that they actually bounce up lower, as you can see, they are heavier. And Yoshi's also appear here, as you can see. And the Yoshi is in fact the first one I'm going to drop. But just like in Manhole, all three of them have different traits. The Toads actually bounce up really high, as you can see. The Yoshis have a middle jump. And the Donkey Kong Juniors, because of being so heavy, actually only bounce up a little bit. And are therefore a lot harder to carry around. But just like in the classical variant, it's actually the bouncing of the characters on... Oh, here's a Bob-Omb. So the Bob-Omb we actually don't want into the mushroom carriage. Whenever you find a Bob-Omb, you want to drop that. It's the only thing you want to drop in this minigame. Not anything else. And just like with Manhole, the moment one up appears, a way to cancel one of our misses, we need to actually capture it ourselves. Unlike in classical, we do not receive it automatically. So the moment we reach 200 points, be prepared for a 1-up to actually appear. And that we want to carry to safety for an extra life. We're approaching it rapidly, because of it being so crowded now. Okay, here she comes. Thank you, Peach. There we go. Complete reset of my misses. But okay, that is pretty much how fire works. Now let's go see how far we can get. Now it's time. Now that the explanation is done, it is time to actually try to go for the unlockables. I was almost able to reach 1000 points in Manhole. Now let's go see if we can do it here. This is definitely a game I like a lot more. Manhole's not my favorite one, to be honest. I'm also not the biggest fan of Octopus. Let me explain that immediately. But Fire and Oil Panic are definitely my favorite minigames to play in Game & Watch Gallery. So far I've only dropped Yoshis. Someone would think I don't like these guys. And if in a game like Manhole I was already almost able to max out the high score, this one I should be able to do it. Oh, not like that. Who in the world is able to actually salvage that? Well, not me. Okay, 300. After what just happened, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to go for 1000 points anymore. This one is definitely tricky the moment it gets really crowded. 5, 6 people at once is not an uncommon thing in a minigame like this. Oh. This is already really hard. Yeah, I really feel like I need to switch to easy if I want to unlock the gallery for this one. I seriously doubt I'm able to keep this up for very long. Literally keeping up. Okay, 400. There's no Peach, because I sucked. No love for the Mario Brothers today. Okay, come on. Yeah, my apologies if I start becoming a little bit quiet now, because I feel I need some concentration and even that won't help me. Even concentrating was not enough to make this game easier. This one is definitely a lot harder than I remembered. 444 points is enough for one of the panels. So we need to come back to this one later if we want to see all of them. Once again, on Classical I did not unlock a single one, but at least I got one on Modern here. I was expecting to do better than Manhole because I like this minigame a lot more, but yeah, as you can see, only 3 stars in comparison to Manhole where I scored 4. This one needs some work later on. But anyway, before we finish off, we have that one panel that we unlocked, so let's go show that off. The information about the second Game & Watch game that ever released in June 1980, Flagman. Where the goal is to get the same number as the computer player, who's actually showing off a number, and the player needs to make sure he gets the same number. That's pretty much how this one works. Also a very old one, as you can see. It's the second Game & Watch game that ever released back in 1980. And this is actually a Game & Watch game that does not appear in one of the Game & Watch Gallery series. So we'll not be seeing how this one works in practice, unfortunately. But it definitely was a thing. Okay, yeah, it does run a little bit short. We're not even at 19 minutes yet. But still, this is another episode. I'm not going to play another game or try to go for a high score that's good enough for the rest of the gallery. I think I'll do that later. Next weekend we are going to play Octopus and Oil Panic, the final 2 games that are in this game. So I hope you people enjoyed and see you next weekend when we start finishing this game. Treecks out.